Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is just a quick little video just to kind of give you a little bit of tips on farming for these legendaries. A lot of guys are killing the captain and then just letting themselves die. That, what I found, wasn't optimal, and letting your world tier level go down and then having to do missions again to get it back up was a little redundant. And there's like two benefits to the way I do it. When your bar for your war tier gets to a certain point and you kill everybody there, it's enough XP just to lose the XP that you would have gotten. So this way you don't have to worry about stopping the farm to do the missions, and then you can get more chances to get the legendaries, because the boss is not the only one that drops legendaries. Okay, so now the enemies that you want to look for is obviously the captain, the breachers, and the marksman. I've got some clips of them actually dropping some legendaries as well during my runs. Now I'm gonna let it play out so you can see what I'm talking about, the XP bar. So I'm gonna do a couple of runs, and the first one I actually did dropped the icebreaker at 378. The highest I ever gotten was 340. But yeah, it's the runs that I do here are not the best runs that I've done, but they're pretty fast. You take care of the enemies, you increase your chances of getting the legendaries. So I'm gonna just let the video play out so you can see what I'm talking about. So I forgot to mention too that the build that I found most effectively, or the class, is the Trickster, and the abilities that I have on are a strong twist for twisted rounds that increases your firepower damage by additional 15%, and on my chest I have an additional mag which lets me use the twisted round skill twice, so I can reload and then the skill will be active again. And on my pants I have slasher, which lets me use my temporal blade twice before it needs to recharge. And on my gloves I have big range for slow trap that increases the range by 1 meter, which is a substantial amount. And on my boots I have a double stop. Temporal blade increases the duration of inflicted paralysis by 100%, but I think I want to change that, because as you can see in the video, it takes them a little long to die from it, and that might mess up the healing aspect of going in hard. But you can see here that the icebreaker dropped at 378, and during this day I probably got like 3 legendary drops in maybe a span of an hour. But it's basically RNG, because sometimes you can go for hours and not get anything to drop. But the good thing to know too is that when they do drop, it's a higher chance of getting higher power, because each one that dropped, the first one that dropped was like at 290 I think, or something, and then it was higher, and then this one was like 378. And the VOODOO assault rifle dropped higher as well, but not higher than the THUNDERBIRD, which is my favorite assault rifle right now, because it's so decent. If you're doing co-op, you get more enemies that come out. I think there's like maybe 3 more breachers, and I think maybe 2 more marksmans that come out on co-op. So if the more people, the more chances you got. You kill everybody, you retain your world tier XP, so you don't have to do missions completely again, you know what I'm saying, because you get world tier XP through each encounter. So yeah, so I'm gonna show some clips after this run right here about the other enemies dropping the legendaries as well. So I was able to catch those like through my through the capture mode in the Xbox One. So at the end of these 3 runs I'll show the gear I had, and if you don't have the legendary yet, just use an M60 with 100 rounds. It'll do the trick.